Nasha says, what is meant by double-faced people according to Islam? Because I have different personalities for different people, because I have an introvert and shy personality myself. Is this considered being double-faced? The Prophet ﷺ said in Al-Bukhari and Muslim that you will find the worst of people those who have two faces. And the hadith is authentic by all means. But what is meant by it? Scholars say that meeting people nicely and politely and being discreet with them has nothing to do with the two faces. The man with the two faces is a full-fledged hypocrite. So he goes to this party of people acting to be on their side, trying to help them while acquiring information from them and plotting to harm them. Then he goes to the other side of the people who may have enmity or issues with the first party, and he also collects information and he conveys some of the first party's secrets so that he plays on both sides. So each one thinks that he's on their side while he's trying to corrupt the relationships between them and cause harm. This is a full-fledged hypocrite, and this is the worst of all people. Being a good guy, being a nice person, when I meet someone who's evil and I treat him nicely, this doesn't make me a two-faced person. I'm not supposed to fight with this person or have any disagreement or argument with him just because I don't like him. This has nothing to do with being two-faced. And there is a hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari and elsewhere where a man, while the Prophet was sitting with his companions, sought permission to come in. So when the Prophet ﷺ was informed about the identity of the man, he said to those sitting with him, he is one of the worst of his clan. So that was a clear warning to the attendees of how evil this person is. However, when he came in, the Prophet smiled in his face, talked to him well, made him sit next to him until the man left. So Mother Aisha questioned what the Prophet said earlier and what he had done. So the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, the worst of people is a man whom others are protective, fearing his evil. And the Prophet told Aisha that, since when did you find me to be using offensive words or obscenity? The scholars explain, the Prophet ﷺ did not do anything against what Islam dictates. On the contrary, being who he was afraid that if he were to meet the man and smile in his face and act normally with him, the congregation, those with him in the gathering, would think that this is a man of righteousness, a man of knowledge, a man of to be a dignitary, to be respected. The Prophet wanted them to know that he is an evil person. But because of the pure, simple, and beautiful character of the Prophet ﷺ, he wanted to give them a heads up and a warning. That's why he told them about him, but treated him in a nice and polite way, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.